Weird sciencey facts that boggle my mind. If I were to ask you what you thought the toughest creature on Earth was, what would you say? Maybe a bear, maybe a water buffalo, maybe a badass honey badger? There's a lot of tough little creatures out there, right? But I bet moss piglet is not one that came to mind. Also known as water bears, or scientifically tardigrades, they are chubby little 8-legged, nearly microscopic creatures that kind of look like a caterpillar. Google them, they're in a creepy way sort of cute. And they will live pretty much anywhere there is any moisture, even if that moisture only exists for short periods of time. These crazy little critters can survive depths of the ocean 6 times the pressure of the deepest part of the ocean. They can survive temperatures of hundreds of degrees below freezing, like 375 degrees below freezing. They can also survive temperatures of up to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. And they have a really cool trick of being able to survive all of these extreme conditions. They enter a state called cryptosis, where they get rid of 95% of the water in their bodies. You guys are making this video really hard to make. Then they curl up into a little ball and slow their metabolism down to 0.01% of what it is when they're active. And their cells create this water-soluble shell around them to protect them, so they can continue to survive without any cell damage while they're these dehydrated little balls. And it's crazy because they're the only creatures on Earth that do that have these cells. So since Swedish and German scientists knew that there was really nothing on Earth that could kill them, they wanted to figure out if they could survive other places. So they stuck them on a rocket and sent them into space. For the TARDIS experiment, they sent 3,000 water bears in 2007 into orbit for 12 days, completely exposed to the vacuum of space. That makes them pretty much the only animal and one of very, very select few living organisms that can survive in the vacuum of space at all. And understanding how they do this could have implications for our own future space travel, figuring out if we could find ways to protect ourselves to survive longer for long space trips. It could have medical implications. It also might help explain how life originated here on Earth. If ancient living organisms had the same ability, perhaps Earth's earliest living creatures hitched a ride on an asteroid from another planet. And whether we end up being descended from tiny space-traveling aliens, or tardigrades give us the ability to cure diseases, or survive cryogenics, the fact that some of Earth's tiniest little creatures are also some of its toughest and can survive in the vacuum of space is pretty mind-boggling.